All right, guys, so we've been asked by many people what we're doing for homeschool and what changes we've made since being on the road, and we've definitely made some changes, so we thought we would go ahead and make an update for you. All right, guys, so for homeschooling, we do a mixture of road schooling, unschooling, and somewhat traditional homeschooling, but that's very loose. So for right now, our main curriculum that we are using, the core, I guess you could say, is The Good and the Beautiful. Excuse me, is The Good and the Beautiful. We use that for both reading and for math. And that right now is Joshua and Jackson and Jonathan. Jefferson is only 3, so he doesn't have the core stuff like that yet. That is our core. All right, guys, so while I was editing today's video, I realized that I did not do a very good job of explaining what The Good and the Beautiful is. They have math, reading, science, and history in their lineup of curriculum options. If you've watched any of my previous homeschool videos, you will notice that we've used a few different options in the past. For math, we have used both Math UC and teaching textbooks for my oldest. And math is an area where we struggle, which is why I was looking for a different curriculum to begin with. And we both like The Good and the Beautiful a little bit better than the other ones that we've used. The reason why we switched to The Good and the Beautiful is because, for starters, originally I was just looking for a different math curriculum. That was the main reason why I switched. And as we've been using it, I realized that I really liked the way that their lessons were formatted. They're not too long, they're not too short, and the way that they cover topics, the order in which they cover topics works really well for us. I like the fact that I can download the PDFs online. So for The Good and the Beautiful, you can get the PDFs for free for grades, I believe it's 1 through 6 for both math and reading. And that's really helpful for us. It's not the only reason we chose it, but it's nice because we can download the PDFs right off their website and then we transfer them to our tablets. The reason that we use the tablets instead of paper curriculum is because we are a full-time traveling family. There are 6 of us and we have 4 boys. For me to have curriculum that is for me to have a paper-based curriculum for all 4 of them would be way too much for the space that we have. So having the ability to do their school on the computer exclusively, or on the tablet on the tablets that we have with pens exclusively, is a huge benefit for us. I found The Good and the Beautiful through other influencers in the space. Most of the people that I follow on Instagram use The Good and the Beautiful. So when I kept seeing it come up in my feed, I decided that was when I wanted to check it out. And it did not disappoint. It is a really good, sound curriculum. All of our boys really connect with it well. So it's been a good change for us, and I don't see us moving away from it for the foreseeable future. If you are a homeschooling family, then you know that one of the benefits of homeschooling is that you have the ability to tailor to each of your children. And I'm constantly doing research and looking at what is out there to see if there is a better fit for our family, for our boys. And right now, this is a good fit. And previously, I've had good fits that have changed into not good fits. So there's no way of knowing whether or not this is going to be a long-term thing, but it's working for us right now. All right, guys, and the last thing, I am going to go ahead and put a link for The Good and the Beautiful in the description below, as well as a link for the tablet that we use for the boys for school. And then I can also add a list of the board games and maybe the apps, the educational apps that we use. All right, let's jump back in. Outside of that, we lean very heavily on child-led choices for everything else. We do a lot of road schooling, so we use the areas that we're in for education. We do the junior ranger badges at all the state parks and national parks that we go to that offer that. And we also go to national, like landmarks like, I don't know, Garden of the Gods or the Minutemen, the nuclear museum that's in South Dakota. So places like that. We like going to museums. We like going to zoos. The boys absolutely love the zoo because it's super hands-on. So those are the types of places that we go. A lot of it is super spontaneous. We don't generally plan these types of things. Sometimes we do. Most of the time we don't. We see the sign on the side of the road and we think, oh, that looks like a lot of fun, so we go. That is a big part of what I would consider our schooling. We also use a lot of board games that are educational, all of the STEM type board games, and the boys absolutely love doing those. We really enjoy any kind of hands-on education because in my experience, the boys seem to do a whole lot better at retention when it comes to what they remember long term. And for me, that's more important. So the big thing that we focus on the most out of everything that we use for education is my goal is that my kids will learn how to learn. We read a lot of books. The boys really enjoy using ABC Mouse for the younger kids and Adventure Academy for the older boys because it's fun for them and they get to learn stuff without really trying. I spend a whole lot of time with them just nurturing that natural want to learn. The boys watch a lot of documentaries and they do it on their own. Like I don't tell them to, I don't ask them to, they choose to. And it's so much fun when they can come back to me and tell me what they've learned because most of the time it's stuff that I don't know, which I think is really cool. So for us, homeschooling, it used to be very curriculum led. I used to pick all of the curriculums and I used to sit down and tell myself, okay, you have to do this lesson and then this lesson and then this lesson, and you have to do school this many days out of the year. And for some families, that works really well. So if you guys have any specific questions for me, go ahead and put them down in the comment section below and I will get back to you. I definitely don't have all of the answers when it comes to homeschooling, but that is what we're doing and that's what's working for us right now. We like it. So thanks for watching. We are on to the next adventure.